Space exploration is humanity's grand adventure. It is also incredibly dangerous. Astronauts train for years, preparing for any situation. They practice spacewalks, learning to move in a world without gravity. They familiarize themselves with every inch of their spacecraft, a lifeline in the vast emptiness. But what happens when that lifeline is severed? What if an astronaut, tethered to their spacecraft by a thin cord, suddenly finds themselves adrift? The consequences are dire. The astronaut, no longer anchored to their vessel, begins to drift away. Their speed might be minimal, a gentle push, rather than a violent jerk. But in the vacuum of space, even a small force can have a significant impact. The astronaut is alone, surrounded by the infinite blackness of space. Their heart pounds, a frantic rhythm against the silence of the void. The spacecraft, their only sanctuary, shrinks with each passing second. The first thing the astronaut experiences is the lack of pressure. On Earth, the atmosphere presses down on us. In space, there is no such pressure. Without a spacesuit, the astronaut's blood would boil. Gases in their tissues expand, causing pain. Their lungs collapse and disorientation sets in. With no gravity, the astronaut tumbles through space, up and down, lose all meaning. The Earth, a vibrant sphere, hangs in the distance. They struggle to grab onto something, but there is nothing. Alone, adrift in the void, they drift further from safety. The only thing standing between the astronaut and certain death is their spacesuit. More than just clothing, it is a personalized spacecraft, a tiny island of life support in the vastness of space. The suit provides pressurized oxygen, allowing the astronaut to breathe. It regulates temperature, protecting them from the extreme heat and cold of space. It even filters out harmful radiation from the sun. Inside the suit's helmet, a heads-up display provides vital information. Oxygen levels, suit pressure, communication status. The astronaut can speak to their crewmates on the spacecraft, hearing their voices through the helmet speakers. They are not alone, not completely, but the spacesuit is not a permanent solution. It has a limited oxygen supply, enough for only a few hours, and while it offers some protection from the elements, it cannot shield the astronaut from everything that space can throw at them. Section 4. The unforgiving laws of space. In space, there is no air resistance, no friction to slow the astronaut's drift. Even a slight push could send them tumbling off on a trajectory that could take them further and further away from their spacecraft. The temperature extremes are another danger. In direct sunlight, the astronaut could bake inside their suit as temperatures soar to hundreds of degrees Fahrenheit. In the shadow of the Earth or the Moon, temperatures plummet to hundreds of degrees below zero, risking frostbite and equipment failure. And then there is the radiation. Without the Earth's atmosphere to protect them, the astronaut is bombarded by cosmic rays and solar flares, invisible particles that can damage DNA and increase the risk of cancer. Space is a harsh and unforgiving environment, one that demands respect and offers no second chances. Section 5. History and near misses. While no astronauts have completely floated away, there have been several close calls. In 1965, during the Gemini 4 mission, Ed White became the first American to walk in space. His spacewalk almost ended in disaster when his tether tangled, making it hard to return to the spacecraft. In 2013, Italian astronaut Luca Parmitano's helmet filled with water during a spacewalk. He had to find his way back to the airlock by touch, highlighting the dangers of spacewalking. Section 6. A lonely silence. As the astronaut drifts further away from their spacecraft, hope begins to dwindle. The initial panic subsides, replaced by a chilling acceptance of their fate. The Earth, a distant jewel in the black velvet of space, is a constant reminder of everything they are leaving behind. The voices of their crewmates, crackling through the helmet speakers, grow fainter and fainter until there is only static. The oxygen gauge ticks down, a relentless countdown to the inevitable. The astronaut closes their eyes, taking one last breath of recycled air, and lets go. The vastness of space, once a source of wonder and excitement, becomes their final resting place. A silent tomb where they float among the stars, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the unforgiving nature of the cosmos.